Hello, everybody. Welcome on into RSN Zone for Week 6. Mike Dewan alongside me is Matt Skura, coming to you live from our Center Bank studio at the Athletic Performance Factory. The RSN Zone, one of the best ways you could watch Friday Night Football. If you even want something more, we got our multi-view going on. But, Matt, we got 4 games on the Region Sports Network, 3 video games that we'll kind of tune in and jump between to talk all about those. The Chesterton Trojans taking on the Portage Indians, the LaPorte Slicers taking on the Maryville Pirates. That'll be our audio-only broadcast. We'll get updates for that. The Michigan City Wolves are at Lake Central, and the Whiting Oilers take on the Calumet Warriors. About one quarter of action so far, Matt, through some of these games. Some scores kind of trickling in here. We're keeping our eyes on, of course, our games, but also some good games around the region.
Yeah, they're all. But they're all within 2 scores. Everybody's putting up some points. Michigan City 10-0. Chesterton's putting up a shutout. Calumet's got a shutout going on.
And the theme of the week seems to be homecoming too,
yeah.
right?
Theme of the week's homecoming. Home teams are winning. Well, almost all the home teams are winning. I think Portage is at home,
but some good games nonetheless. Yeah. And as you see, we got 3 video games on the Region Sports Network. Looked like we got an end of the first quarter score. Michigan City up 10-0. We'll tune into the Warpath. We talked about this Portage Indian team. From what we've seen, been a sloppy game here so far, Matt. The ball's hit the ground a few times. Portage got a good stop with goal to go. And immediately turned it right back over. But a good quarterback run there. I believe that's Cody Young. Makes a nice move, bounces to the outside. One of the biggest plays of the night for Portage. Gets to the 30, gets knocked out of bounds. And there you go. That's a good way to end the first quarter there for Portage.
Yeah, that'll get some excitement going on at sidelines.
I believe Andrew Govea had the latest touchdowns. You see the replay there. A nifty move there by the quarterback for Portage. We'll talk about some couple other scores as we cycle through these games. Aaron Svetlin doing a great job on the Strachan Van to Hometown scoreboard, which you can find on our YouTube and Facebook. We'll tune in actually here to Calumet, who's up 16-0 at the early parts of the second quarter at their homecoming. A halftime score. We had a game start at 6 p.m. as well. The Andrew Thunderbolts up big, 38-0 over the Hammond Central Wolves. Portage takes over. Final play of the first quarter. Results should hold there. Calumet showing some big plays defensively. Again, 4 games on the Region Sports Network, 4 homecoming games. You and I talked about on the Region Football Tailgate Show. An interesting dynamic, a fun night for, of course, the home team, but as you know, the coach in you is, all right, guys, all right. When 7 o'clock hits, all the festivities are over. These people are here for you. That probably a little bit more pressure is probably added to some of those players as well to go out there and play the game.
Yeah, perform. But just viewing some of these games and stuff, we see some new looks from some of these teams. I think we saw Hobart in all black uniforms.
Hobart rocking the all black uniforms. They're taking on Wool. I believe last year got that score 7-7. If I stand corrected. Speaking of all black uniforms, the Lake Central Indians are driving down 10-0. Ball broken up there. So I've got a flag on the field. Lake Central busted out these all black uniforms, I believe, in their home opener against the Grand Rapids Central Catholic. Lake Central always, I like the color scheme, good uniforms. They're rocking grays for a little bit, but
yeah,
something about all black that's so clean.
Yeah, almost like the Oregon of the region here with a bunch of different uniform combinations there. I think one year they had blue helmets and black helmets and all gray uniforms, all blue uniforms, white pants, blue pants.
But Lake Central very much looking to respond here against Michigan City. And both teams coming off of a loss last week for Michigan City, hoping to respond. Against, they played Maryville last week, a game that we did on the Region Sports Network. One that was kind of a shock, and Lake Central also kind of a shock that we did on the Region Sports Network was one that was they lost to LaPorte. So 2 teams, and I think one thing here, a thing we talked about on the tailgate show was this was Michigan City. You got to start quick getting on that bus drive. Right now they've done here so far.
Yeah, they had that opening kickoff. The guy got tackled by the kicker on Lake Central side of the field, and they drove down and scored. And Lake Central went 3 and out, and then Michigan City came down and got a field goal out of it. So Lake Central's driving again. They're inside the 20. So
2 teams in the red zone here. Portage looking to get on the board. Quarterback, keeper, they're not much going. A good Chesterton defense that does not really shoot themselves in the foot. Sure tackling bunch. And showed it right there. Take a look at our audio broadcast. I believe Maryville, we had last 10-0. They were up on Laporte. You stand. You're correct with that. Mike Dewan joined alongside me is Matt Skura, Justin Cole, our great producer, and a full staff on hand here at the Region Sports Network. Doing a great job all around. Portage going for the field goal. Kick is up, and kick is looked to be off. Oh, it's good. Good kick there for Portage to get on the board. Did not get the 15-pointer. I don't know if that's a thing in the sport of football, but must have been quite the kick then.
Yeah,
15-pointer, right? That's a new one. We'll get that fixed.
Is that Lalich there?
That might be Lalich coming in there as well, making a play there for the Lake Central Indians. You also have a Calumet and Whiting game on the Region Sports Network. We'll get that feedback up for you here shortly. But Calumet up 16-0 in the early parts in the second quarter.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Lake Central put both quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah, no,
It'd be, an interesting dynamic there.
Still a team trying to kind of find their identity again. Maryville up 10-0 over Laporte. That game is an audio-only broadcast live from Maryville. That game again on the Region Sports Network. Looks like a penalty. We'll keep backing up Lake Central. I mean, this is penalties, name of the game. We saw this all last week. A game that I was at, especially with two Duneland teams and drive killers, especially when you're down 10-0, trying to get on the board here for Lake Central.
Yeah, struggling offense. Penalties are always going to kill you.
We'll get some scoring updates. I believe that score is 14-7 in favor of Andre, and they are playing at Highland. That game is entered in the second quarter. Brady Ellis had a big-time rushing touchdown that caught our eye here at the Athletic Performance Factory. Deep pass there from Lake Central. That ball falls out of reach. Another game we're looking forward to, another NCC game at the Brickyard. I believe that is 7-7 between the Hobart Brickies and the Lowell Red Devils. Another big Duneland game, 13-7 game that was knotted up at 7. But Crown Point jumps out in front. 13-0 in favor of the Crown Point Bulldogs. That one's one we had an eye on, a Duneland game. Valparaiso getting behind early.
Yeah, they you can't get one dimensional in those type of games. You still gotta keep your game plan going.
3rd and 18, and Michigan City gets home. A quarterback sack definitely knocks them out of field goal range. Wes Lalich, they're in at quarterback for the Lake Central Indians, but now I think at this point, 4th and a country mile, I think a punt's coming here.
Gotta go for it. It's too close to punt.
I
think they're on there. I think they're on Michigan City.
30.
30. Yeah, it's too close to punt. I don't know what kind of kicker the Indians have, so.
Guess we'll have to find out.
That'd be a 30, 40.
We'll tap back into that one once we can.
45, 40, 47-yarder.
Here, yep, they are going to kick it. Yeah, you said it. About a 47-yard. Looks like a timeout over there called by Lake Central. Crown Point now up 14-0. On top of Valparaiso. 10 minutes to go into the second quarter. We'll tap into our Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard if you could here, Justin, to show the people. Awesome scores going on. 7-7 over there at the Marshlands between Hanover Central and Munster. This is going to be going on all night, ladies and gentlemen, so feel free to take a look at that, tap in, as well as you can tune into our other 4 games on the Region Sports Network. We'll go back to the Warpath here, 12-3. And Lake Central have a big kick here coming up. We'll tune into that live. 1st and 10 here for Chesterton. Going to be a quarterback keeper there for Hunter Boyd. Trying to find a man. Got him wide open. 1st down and some change. And a big kick here now for Lake Central. Let's tap into that. A 4th and 23. This is from about 47, we could say. 47 yards out. Kick is up. Does he have the leg? He does not. May have been blocked at the line of scrimmage, but Michigan City gets off the field. Hoping to put the death blow in this, at least these early stages of the game in Lake Central. Back at Portage, 1st and 10 after that big pitch and catch there from the Trojans. Good handoff there to Andrew Govea. One of those running backs that 4 to 5 yards in a cloud of dust, something Griffith, as a Griffith alum, you're probably all too familiar with.
Oh yeah,
Seeing something
yeah.
like that.
You know, pound, 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 and you break one.
That seems to be the case with this rushing attack with Chesterton. Doing a great job up there, Mark Peterson and his staff. Still 10-0 at the Purple Palace. Maryville up with 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Handoff to, once again, Andrew Govea falling forward. Looks like we got a sudden change over there at Lake Central. They're coming out with the ball. And after that missed field goal, it looks like Lake Central got it back. It sounds like a fumble recovery there for the Lake Central Indians. Now they are back in business. Penalty flag. Penalty flag there.
I'd like to see the average drive time of Chesterton's offense.
That's a good question.
They had what? They had 2 long drives against Valpo last week.
Yeah, they had a couple lengthy drives and usually resulting in points. But I mean, at the very least, whatever you come up with, you're killing that defense.
It's Lalich out for the second series in a row. I don't know if I've seen him play earlier than that, but
I'm just going to see the status of Cam Reddick potentially. I know he's a brute runner for that Lake Central squad. Often asked to do a lot as a ball carrier. Here comes Chesterton. Hunter Boyd rolling out right, trying to throw across his body, puts it right on the money. And I'll tell you what, we talked about Hunter Boyd 2 weeks ago, and he just seems to keep on improving. I believe that was Gus Wish there with the 1st and 10. That's a very tough throw. Rolling out right. He's a lefty quarterback. Got to flip his hips and make a strike.
That was all upper body there, too.
Looks like, another penalty timeout once again. So Lake Central burning their second timeout here. We'll take it back to the warpath. We'll get some more scores coming in. Again, Mike DeWan, Matt Skura here for RSN Zone. Aaron Svetlin, the scoreboard operator of the evening. Justin Cole, the fantastic producer. Zach Miller also holding things down here at the almost nearly finished Athletic Performance Factory.
Sacked by Portage.
There's a big sack there. Looks like we are back up at Calumet High School. That crew up there doing a great job, as well as everybody up here. Calumet up 16-0. Looking to get more points up on the board at their homecoming festivities with under 4 minutes to go. Broken play here from the start, trying to get something going. Whiting Order defense doing a good job. Take a look at a couple more scores coming in from our Strachan Vance Hill scoreboard. 21-7, the Andrean 59ers are up over the Highland Trojans. And our Strachan Vance Hill hometown scoreboard, 38-0 still over there at Hammond Central. That one is all Thunderbolts of Andrew. The triple box is back and in action, baby. Doesn't like a good triple box. First down there for Calumet. Big run there for Chesterton. We'll take it back to Lake Central if we could here, Justin. A big 2nd and 9. Wes Lalich back to pass.
All day to throw.
And that's what happens there, Matt. Touchdown there. Lake Central gets on the board. The Lake Central alum clapping his hands for the Indians, getting up on the board there. You mentioned it, Matt. When you have that time, all that time in the world, you just make your money back there. And Wes Lalich, no matter if you're a sophomore or not, you're making that throw.
You know, they're finding something for the future there with Lalich. You know, hopefully Cam Reddick's all right, and they're just rotating quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Something they've done in a few games.
Looks like we got an update. I don't know. It's 14-0 Griffith.
Got 14-0 Griffith there at the Boneyard. Thank you there, Matt. 7-7 now entering the second quarter. Over there at the Marshlands between Munster and Hanover Central. A good NCC game as kick is up and kick is good. 7-10 in favor of Michigan City. 8:40 to go. Chesterton will punt the football there on 4th and 9. Portage got a field goal.
Ooh.
They're Recovered that inside his own
dangerous,
5.
dangerous there,
And
dangerous.
that's kind of what happens. All the special teams coordinators out there do not like that one.
So is that the official name for Munster's Field, the Marshlands? Or
Unofficial name.
Is that the Region Sports Network's?
I'd say more so that. Yeah, it's Barney Hill Field, I think, is the official name of it. I like the Marshlands, though. One of those unofficial names, right?
I've heard it was called the Corral at one point
because
of the Mustangs. And
that was the name of, the Wilburite Gym was a corral. So that kind of rings a bell, too. That's a good stick.
The Wilburite Colts?
What were we? Oh my God, I don't even remember my middle school mascot. That's probably pretty bad. I think we were still the Mustangs, but the corral. Kaler Colts, yes.
Kaler Colts.
Good old middle school mascots. Bonding over it. Love it. The Calumet Warriors, 3rd and 11 there. Looks like they did not pick up enough. Let me take a look at that. Looked to be a completed catch. Oh, that was actually 4th and 6. Oh, no, that was a replay. Jeez. Wow. Okay, so 4th and 6 coming up here. Under 2 minutes to go. Calumet up 16-0. Signs here are pointing that they are going for it, trying to enter the half of their homecoming game in style. Back to pass. May have a man open up the seam. Oh, boy. And
is that a flag? Or
I don't think it should be, at least here, Matt. At this point, check on the receiver. One of those tough passes here where you kind of get flipped over. But looks like everything, he's okay, but Whiting gets off the field and keeps it to a 2-score game. And 4 games on the Region Sports Network. We just tuned into that Calumet game. We also have these 2 going on. The Chesterton Trojans taking on the Portage Indians, and live at Lake Central, the Lake Central Indians taking on the Michigan City Wolves. Also, our audio broadcast of the evening, the Maryville Pirates up 10-0 on the LaPorte Slicers.
In the second over there?
That is in the second. 5:30 and some change to go. RSN's on one of the best watching experiences. If you also even want to take this up a step further, we got the multi-view going on exclusively on our YouTube page. That's with all 4 games going on at once. Looks to be a jet handoff there for Michigan City. Feel free to check that out, though, on our YouTube page for all you region football sickos out there that just cannot get enough of region football. Portage got the ball back. One of the big things there when they received the ball inside the 5-yard line is it's getting the first down and giving your punter some room to work. Strack and Van Til scoreboard update, keeping things in the Duneland. That's all Crown Point over there at the Dog Pound. 20-0 over the Valparaiso Vikings in the second quarter. Trent Hart back to pass. One of the top quarterbacks in the area. Eludes a defender. May have a man open. Throws it deep. He has him inside the 20. Improvisation of Triniston Hart. Finding one of his top guys there for a big pitch and catch.
That's tough to watch as a former defensive backs coach, I tell you.
Play breaks down, right? And, that's just kind of that scramble drill, right?
You can't leave your receiver as a defensive back.
No, I'll ask you this. As a DB, I heard of the scramble drill routes where, the short routes go deep and the deep routes come short. What are kind of the DB rules and something where the quarterback can get an elusive quarterback like Triniston Hart and kind of all, obviously can't hold it. There's a lot of things that go on.
I mean,
the other side of the coin here.
Your game plan with that is your linebackers are pretty much taking care of the scrambling quarterback. But if you're playing man-to-man, you're pretty much trying to stick your guy. But, you take your eyes off the receiver and you look back at the quarterback and you see him scrambling around. You just want to come up,
Your instincts kind of – it takes a lot of discipline, especially at a position like defensive back. That's one of the key things you got to have for every single passing down you're out there.
Yeah. But as a defensive backs coach, I always tell my defensive backs it's better to let the quarterback run for 10, 15 yards than it is to give up a 70-yard bomb.
Amen.
We say the same thing about pass interference.
Portage back to pass. Cody Young, that ball, that looked to be almost picked off there. That pass looked to fall incomplete. Do have a flag on the field. We do have a scoreboard update as well from the Brickyard. Did I hear that Lowell got a 14-7, a very intriguing matchup over there as the Lowell Red Devils now 14-7, potentially going to try and spoil the new look Hobart Brickies decked out in their all black, as well as how good of a feeling is that if you're going into you're taking on a team that it's their homecoming. Now it's like, okay, I really want to ruin this weekend for said opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly can say I've never played somebody at their homecoming. Maybe Highland one time or
Yeah.
something like that. But on those type of games, it was expected to win.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, you always want to play the spoiler when you go to somebody's homecoming.
Sudden change there. Calumet takes over inside the 10. Matt, I wish I could have that problem you had where you never really had many homecomings to play on. It's quite the opposite. It seems like every road game happened to be a homecoming. It's like, what the heck, man? Why couldn't we, or you couldn't have it last week? But
yeah, I think
it's fun to play spoiler for sure.
I distinctly remember always having Calumet as our homecoming.
Yeah, touchdown there for Calumet.
Yeah, they were a struggling program
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s, and they're back now.
Sure. They are more than back.
We used to
there.
play Hammond Clark
Mhm.
when they started the Lake Athletic Conference. We'd play Hammond Clark for our homecoming.
Outside handoff there for Michigan City, first and goal. Calumet got a touchdown right before the half. That score is 22-0. Here comes the ensuing extra point, or in this case, a 2-point conversion. Something we've seen from Calumet here in these early stages of the game. We'll tune back in. A good play from Portage to pick up a 1st and 10. Ensuing 2-point conversion is good. Score of that one with, I think, around a minute to go, 24-0 in favor of the host Warriors. Now, second and goal coming to you live from the burial grounds.
Calumet running that, what the new age people call Wildcat offense, but I call it the single wing there. The old single wing offense.
Treniston Hart trying to use his legs there to get outside. Does get out of bounds. Bringing up a 3rd and short. Just north of 6 minutes to go. 28-7 now in favor of the Andrean 59ers. The third quarter started over there at Hammond Central. Running clock is in effect, 38-0 in favor of the Andrew Thunderbolts. But 3rd and goal now for the Wolves. Man in motion. Old Zaire McKinney is the guy, but a as our producer said, a penalty on the field, and early signs show it might be backing up this Wolves offense. A lot of motion, a lot of moving parts, and it's all timing. And that might have shot them in the foot there. 1st and 20 for Portage, and Aaron pass.
Legal shift.
And that'll do it. That'll back up the Wolves. So now from a 3rd and 1 yard to go, to a 3rd and 6. Obviously, with the 10 points in their back pocket, they have kicked a field goal from around this range, so they're very capable. But they don't want to make a one-score game a one-score game.
Yeah, I'm still always of the philosophy, though. You put points up on the board if you can put points on the board.
3rd and goal here. Tuning in for Lake Central. Pass is complete, and a touchdown there for the Wolves. Looking at the middle box there. Treniston Hart took on the pressure, made a nice pass across the middle. And the Wolves now up 2 scores, 16-7 with the PAT coming.
Looks like there's a pass interference in the Chesterton Portage game.
Got pressure there on Treniston Hart, but not enough. Wolves now up 16-7. PAT coming up minutes ago there. We'll go back to Lake Central here. We'll take a look and see. Get an extra point. We're some long half times coming up here, Matt. Well, with all these games with homecoming, there's a lot of stuff to go on at halftime. You have your court. You have, I think, typically a longer band routine. As a player, too, especially. I mean, that's those extra 5 or 10 minutes. Oh,
it's brutal.
It's brutal.
You're in
Feels like an eternity.
Yeah, you're in the routine of 10 minutes or whatever. Get in, get out, get warmed up, and get into the second half. Now you got an extra 10 minutes. All your halftime breakdowns, adjustments are usually used to be made. You're used to making those in 3 to 5 minutes. Now you're sitting around for 10 minutes.
And a nice pitch and catch there for Porter's got a man across the middle, getting into enemy territory and some more. Found a man wide open. Another big chunk play, an explosive play for the Portage Indians. Looks like Calumet burned a timeout. We'll tune back into that game eventually. 38 seconds left. Whiting with the football, but Portage, their biggest play of the night, now in the red zone here.
Somebody keeps kicking the cord over there at
Something
Portage.
going on, but hey, we're back. We're good. Now the Portage team is threatening. 4:20 left. A low-scoring affair. A nice play there for Portage once again. A good gain to set up a second and manageable.
Yep. Slide. I didn't see who's that quarterback for Lake Central.
We'll definitely have to tap back into that one. As Lake Central takes over. Looking at Whiting a little bit here. 2nd and 7. Calumet, one time out to go. 2nd and 7 there for Portage, and that time not going anywhere. Find out where the ball is. There's the ball. Okay.
They are
Looks
about
like
15-yard line.
Justin, if we could tune back into Calumet, looks like Calumet will burn that final timeout. Did not have any left. Interesting to see. I think Whiting here, I'd imagine they may just eat this and go to half.
2nd and 7. Yeah, you don't want to get crazy there.
Right. Portage rolling out right. Cody Young trying to find a man. Oh. We'll have to get the result of that. Keep you all on your toes. We do have a touchdown there
Ooh,
at
Lowledge
Portage.
with a big play. He's gone. That's huge for Lake Central.
And Lake Central, back-to-back touchdowns here from the Indians. Portage gets on the board. We'll get a name and number for that, but Lake Central as well. A big-time score and have a night so far for Wes Lowledge, the sophomore, standing in the pocket. Drops it in the bucket. Show them your shoe bottoms. Lake Central responds very, very quickly.
Portage scored.
Portage did score. We initially saw a rollout there from Cody Young via pitch and catch. Oh, and that's a doink there. That is off the upright. So a 12-9 score still in favor of the Trojans. Swinging gate in effect at Lake Central. Oh, tune back into Calumet here, Justin. We may have a scoop and score. How about that? The defense comes through late in the first half. And all signs are pointing to a touchdown here for the Warriors. Let's take a look at that. PAT is good for the Indians. 14-7. Jumble the pile, just strips it. Give me that.
Ripped it right out of his hands. That's a backbreaker right there.
Calumet up big. 30-0. A backbreaker is putting it lightly. Matt, that's you talk about nothing crazy here. Let's not do anything super nuts, and Calumet forces some error.
Yep, we got a score update here. Griffith's up 21-0 on East Chicago.
You said Phil Mason is back in action from what we
saw him on the sidelines.
That's awesome. Good for Coach Mason. Talked with him a little bit last week, kind of get the whole rundown. And, I mean, he mentioned, too, I mean, that's just, as a coach, a football guy through and through us. Looks like we got a fire play here, an errant snap, 30-0, PAT. 2-point conversion there is no good. But about Coach Mason, one of those guys that just loves football and cannot really take himself away from the game. So that's probably one of the bigger challenges is when, the health kind of, when you get in a scare like that, it's one of those things where you have to kind of remove yourself from a team that obviously is producing at a very high level.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, we're guys, we don't like to go to the doctor.
That too.
So, but, we got to take care of ourselves a little bit better. And, he did the right thing. He did what he needed to do and took a little time off, and now he's back.
That's right.
Ready to go.
Back here at Lake Central, tuning back in. We may take a break here pretty soon to kind of get things really rolling as a flag comes in.
I'm going to probably taunting or something, unsportsmanlike on Lake Central, or no. Maybe Michigan City there, looking at it. Oh, Lake Central, yeah. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lake Central.
Just one of those killing plays that you just cannot have.
Yeah. All fired up. They had a big stop on the kickoff return, and you give them 15 more.
And you go out there and shoot yourself in the foot. Tune back in the final few seconds of this Calumet game. Game's looking to be the first one to reach half. 17-0 in favor of the Maryville Pirates as well. That's north of 2 minutes to go in another homecoming game. Now live from Lake Central, Michigan City, hoping to respond after getting that penalty yardage. Ooh.
Yep, I think Lake Central's doing what probably is going to be the best bet for them is try to put pressure on Hart.
I'll say so, and they found ways to kind of get to him and speed a few things up, but he's done a great job at really just, taking that pressure and being fearless. He's one of those senior leaders for this Michigan City offense. There's not much going there now on 2nd and 5. We got a halftime score at Calumet, 30-0 in favor of the Calumet Warriors. All Calumet over the Oilers.
It looks like we're going to get we'll have all three at half at once, but we're going to kind of stagger them this week compared to last week and the week before. They were all at the same time.
Right.
And,
There will always be some long halftime breaks, that's for sure. A lot of homecoming games going on, a lot of festivities. We got 4 games on the Region Sports Network. All 4 are homecoming games. So fun times around the region. Fun time of the year and the football season especially. And some good games. We got a good one brewing up here at Lake Central now, a 4th and 4, and signs are showing that Michigan City is going to punt this football right back to Lake Central.
Oh.
So we think. Scoring update as we take you back here to the Athletic Performance Factory. We'll get a
looks like it's a timeout, not a penalty.
Not a penalty, just it's a little laundry on the field for whatnot. But alongside myself and Matt Skur, we'll step aside. We'll take a little bit of break. Our first break of the evening. You're watching RSN Zone on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay. The grandparents, So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Back here on RSN Zone, we have no time to waste. Mike DeWan, Matt Skura, Justin Cole, our producer. Let's tune into the warpath as Chesterton, the feed is back. We are knocking on the door as Trojans hoping to get on the board before halftime here. A third and goal handoff inside. I think that's Andrew Govea. Sticks the ball across. I believe that's a touchdown for the Trojans.
Good response for the Trojans.
A back and forth game, and yes, it is a touchdown for 13 in white. Like you said, a big response. Portage got down the field. They had a couple big plays. Did a great job to make this one pretty close. Speaking of close games, we got one brewing up at Lake Central as the Indians are now in enemy territory with just under 3 minutes to go. I'm trying to maybe tie this game up or enter the locker room with the lead. 20 seconds left, and now it looks like we've got a flag on the field. Justin, we'll take it back to the burial grounds here, tuning in on the Lake Central Indians. 1st and 10, their inside handoff. Looks like it's been all Wes Lalich at the quarterback position, so very interesting to see there. We've got an encroachment over there at Portage. 4 games on the Region Sports Network. In case you're just joining us, yes, we have Chesterton and Portage. You saw Michigan City at Lake Central, an audio-only broadcast with 17-0 in favor of the Pirates. That game is nearing halftime. The game that's already at halftime, a game that's been all Calumet. The host Warriors are up 30-0 on the Whiting Oilers. Deep ball here for Lalich. Oh, over the head. That time the encroachment. Now Chesterton going to go for 2 and gets it. That we call that an octopus there, Matt Skura. 8 points there for 13. That is Andrew Govea, one of the top running backs in the area. And gets himself an octopus. Alongside our 4 games, you got the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard as well, coming up with live updates as you tune in back to us here at the Athletic Performance Factory, the Center Bank Studio, live at the Athletic Performance Factory. We got Maryville against 17-0. That game is nearing its halftime.
Screen pass.
Screen pass there, and nothing going for Lake Central.
Looks like their Michigan City's defensive end stayed at home on that one.
How intimidating is it as a former DB to see a screen pass develop, and it kind of hits you like...
Who's number 2 on Lake Central?
I believe that's Reddick.
So they might be using him as a receiver running back.
Oh, interesting. Well, that might be an interesting development moving forward. But screen passes, defending them as a defensive back. We could imagine what it's like for defensive linemen when you come free. But now there's tunnel screens. You see this a lot with defensive backs, and they really got to kind of get in there, and they got to take on some blockers sometimes. So
you don't as a defensive back, you don't see it very often. Mm-hmm. That big 250-pound lineman running at you.
Good.
Especially nowadays when you got 5, you got 5 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, everything like that. And it was a little bit different, a couple years back when we played. Mm-hmm. Teams weren't spread out as much, so the secondary guys were up in the action.
You gotta, especially during that time, you have to know how to tackle. You can't shy away from contact during that era of football, and especially now even. I mean, you can't shy away from contact with how much they, like you said, kind of spread you out. And a blocked punt there. Hold up, we'll take it back to Lake Central. A big play before halftime. Michigan City's going to scoop it, and this is a special teams unit that has gotten a couple blocked punts, I believe, already. We saw them block a punt against Chesterton, and a big play over there at the Perrier grounds to get back in business. I
can't tell if that was a bad snap or just
came free.
Floated the ball back there.
Scoreboard update, 21-7.
We got, you said 21-7, Justin? Yes. 21-7 at the dog pound in favor of the Crown Point Bulldogs. Good game still going on over there, but got to see you got that block punt. I believe I have a name. I want to be sure. It's a name we call a lot, and the guy that just got the block punt, I believe this is Zaire McKinney, who has the end around, may have a shot to the end zone. And how about that two-play swing from Zaire McKinney? Oh, flag on the field. We'll see about that. Zaire McKinney got them in this position with the blocked punt. Then they call his number again on what may be a touchdown, but early indication that offense looks pretty dejected here, Matt.
Yeah, probably a holding call.
And
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah, they're always going to catch something on those end around reverses, double reverses, or whatever, because those guys are just in plain sight. You know, you're not in that big group of linemen. There's always somebody out there that.
That would have been one of the bigger two-play stretches, though. One of the more impressive two-play stretches
Yes,
from any player in the region.
yes.
Quick screen pass and snuffed out by Lake Central. Great job over there on the boundary. Michigan City now a chance to really make some noise as they enter the break.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the second half if they pump fake that that little pass and throw it deep to somebody.
Could be a setup play. Halftime score at the Warpath, 20-9 in favor of the 9th-ranked Chesterton Trojans. Tristan Hart back to pass all day to throw, but pocket collapsing. Trist gets it out of bounds. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage there.
That should be intentional grounding. I don't think high school has that out of the pocket rule. Like,
right, that's just one of those get the ball out of my hands and looks
like
we got some laundry on the field.
They're going to call intentional grounding on that.
So after Michigan City gets set up in business, a touchdown gets taken off the board, and now a penalty here is really going to back them up if this is grounding.
I believe they lose
They'll lose the down too.
I
believe this was going to be third down.
So it's almost like Lake Central punted anyway.
Pretty much. That is a grounding there. Yeah, we are going to back them up. Loss of down. And that gets from bad to worse. And I think at this point, Lake Central, no timeouts. Michigan City, I'd like to protect the football here. And
it's only a 5-yard penalty, but it happens where the guy threw it. So now you're losing. They lost about 15 yards on that play.
As you can see where Michigan City decides to go with here. We've seen a lot of inside zone, spread them out. Lake Central taking the dogs off here, and they're going to run a draw play, try and get a chunk of this back. They do get a nice move there.
Yeah, Lake Central was back expecting Michigan City to throw the ball, and
gets out of bounds. Yeah, and at that point, you're just going to try and get as much as you can.
With 30 seconds left in the half, you're just going to run it. You're going to take what you can get.
Right, when you got 4th and 40, that's not many plays in the playbook. But now this kind of sets up a 4th, though, and it was a 3rd and 40.
4th and 12.
4th and 12, though.
4th
There's a couple
12.
plays for that with a quarterback like Tristan Hart and a receiver at the top of your screen like 6 and Zaire McKinney.
Yeah, I would still, that's big play there.
And
that's tough, but you still got to put pressure on a quarterback like that.
But
you can't sit back there and let him have all day.
But the Lake Central defense bends but does not break. Some scores coming in to our right as we see we're looking at our screen. The Lowell Red Devils up 14-7 at the half. A very interesting score there at the Brickyard, one of the games on the Region Sports Network that we just tuned into. The Michigan City Wolves up 17-14. That might be a halftime score here pretty soon. A game on Saturday. The 10th rated Morton Governors taking on the Calumet Christian Patriots. That'll be a 2 p.m. kickoff. And a few more games going on. We'll step aside here soon. A couple more games. Again, we still got this 23 seconds left.
Boone Grove's up on
Lake
River
Central.
Forest there, 22-12.
Boone Grove, again, had the week off last week, hoping to respond valiantly. Crown Point up 21-7 a few minutes ago in the second quarter. But back to Lake Central. West Lodge back to pass. Lake Central trying to get some points up on the board before they head to the locker room. Rolling out left. Throws that one out of harm's way. Halftime score at Maryville, 24-0 in favor of the Maryville Pirates. Maryville, again, this is it's almost tough to really pick on what unit's just tougher. I mean, this is an offense led by a quarterback in his first year as the leading passer by a wide margin, and the defense that They're never going to graduate. I mean, they're going to graduate talent, but they're going to be right back and ready to roll.
Yeah, they reload. It's next man up.
Yep. And again, you and I were talking before we kind of got on. I mean, the floor for this team, especially looking at a favorable sectional and a favorable potential regional opponent. I mean, I think semi-state, I mean, I'd say from my opinion, as Lake Central might be kneeing this one out here, as they will. But Maryville, although the Doommen might be out of their hands with that loss to Crown Point, this team is very, very scary.
Yeah. They just got to keep it rolling, figure out what their identity is, and don't deviate from their game plan.
And that is what they do. That's what happens when before you know it, we'll be in the final third of the regular season. All of our games are at halftime, so we'll take a little bit of a break here on RSN Zone on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back here on RSN Zone Live from the Centier Bank studio at the Athletic Performance Factory. Mike Dewan alongside me is Matt Skura. Justin Cole doing a great job on the keys as always. Halftime, all four of our games are at halftime. They're homecoming, so going to be some longer half times. A good thing we got the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard coming. Aaron Svetlin doing a great job on the scoreboard. We got our first final of the night, the Andrew Thunderbolts. What was the final on that one, Aaron? 52-0 in favor of the Thunderbolts. That one is all Andrew in that one. Hammond drops to, I believe, an 0-6 record. Tough sledding there for Tyler Milby in his first year with the program. We'll pump the brakes on some games, but as you kind of look over here, Matt, 7-7 over there at Munster. A game that was close. We got a halftime score. Thank you, Aaron. 14-10 in favor of the visiting Wildcats. That is at halftime. Still a good game brewing over there. Lowell up 14-7. Talk about a good one there. 14-7. Brody Kowinski. When I looked over, he had a touchdown. The Lowell quarterback potentially playing spoiler to a Hobart homecoming. They got their new uniforms in the all black. A very interesting one brewing over there, especially for that NCC race moving forward.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. You bust out those new uniforms, and you lose a game. You just put them back in the
yeah.
put them back in the vault, or is that just a homecoming thing, or what? It's interesting to see. I think I noticed too in the Griffith game. Griffith had went away from the classic gold helmets, and they got some helmet decals this week.
How do you feel?
They don't look bad, but it's tough. You see the classic that
That's
be like
right.
Notre Dame putting ND on their
That's
helmet or
right.
something.
That's right.
It doesn't look bad, but it's not tradition.
That's right.
And I like that tradition stuff and all that.
It'll grow over time, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean I think they had a 1 or 2 years. I don't know if it was with Gifford was there
Yep.
or whatever when they had the black helmets.
Mm.
They look really sharp, but again, you went away from the gold, and it's you want something different. You want to change. Bring some excitement back into the program.
That's right.
But the gold helmets are just something. Same thing at Hobart. That'd be like Hobart going with purple helmets or something.
Ooh.
It's
It might strike a nerve with some of the fans watching. Yeah, tradition. But I'll tell you what, the play on the field for the Griffith Panthers are up big as well.
Right.
Halftime score, Andrean up 28-13 over the Highland Trojans. Still a few scores coming in again alongside us. Our Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard with live scoring updates going on throughout the course of the evening. Also have our finals posted not long after all games have concluded. And yeah, I'll be running all throughout our Facebook, our YouTube, and our website at regionsports.com. Feel free to give us a follow on all socials to keep up with Region Sports Network. Third quarter started at KV 14-3 in favor of the Culver Academy Eagles. KV hoping to get in the win column, taking on a tough Culver team. Griffith up big despite the new look, 28-0 over the East Chicago Central Cardinals. Big story over there. Phil Mason back on the sidelines with his group. Good to see him back after a health scare a few weeks ago. Also got 4 games on the Region Sports Network as well. One of them is this Maryville Pirates game, 24-0, an audio-only broadcast. Pirates, it's all them in this one. LaPorte, still a very gritty team. We kind of talked about a team that they got a good defense as well, kind of keeping this Maryville offense at least at bay, maybe to their standards. But again, this Maryville unit, you and I were kind of just talking about at the break. I mean, this are a very scary team as kind of year in year out.
Yeah, I mean they got a dual threat quarterback,
Yep.
Two-headed monster at running back. They got 2 really good wide receivers that have led the team in receiving yards, maybe bigger than other, but they both have pretty similar amount of catches. So, they're not targeting one guy. There's not one guy that the defense can focus on, as the star receiver or whatever. Quarterback throws the ball around field, spreads it out. He can run. He's got, I think I got it written down here somewhere.
I mean, he can run the football as well. I mean, Michael Hill Jr. is just a total package that you want at the quarterback position. And yeah, they got, I think there should have been 3 receivers on our peak performers list. Cameron Jordan, who does a lot of great ththings at the running back position last year, is actually one of the top receivers for Maryville as well. Ryan Lewis, of course, a name as well to mention. And
Smoot.
Yep, Smoot.
He's our leading receiver in yards and catches, but Cameron Jordan's got 30. Well, actually, he's got 32 receptions for 421 yards, and Smoot's at 28 receptions for almost 500 yards. Hill's 1,150 yards passing, 11 touchdowns.
Right. I mean, it's
so
you're running out of footballs to kind of try and feed these guys.
Right,
I mean,
right.
It's impressive.
It's hard to keep everybody happy, but you know what?
Winning makes you happy.
Yeah,
right?
winning makes you happy.
Right.
You want those numbers because everybody wants to go play college football,
yes, sir.
Play on Saturdays. But again, as long as you're a good team player and you do what you're supposed to do, you'll play somewhere on Saturday.
Bowman Academy Eagles up 18-0 at the start of the third quarter. Bowman kind of turning a corner over there with their new head coach, Gary Richardson. It starts the third, one of the 4 games on the Region Sports Network. The Chesterton Trojans, a game, the ball's been kind of on the ground here and there, but Chesterton, a big touchdown at the end of the half. Andrew Govea and Hunter Boyd to get a couple flashes. Portage, though, hanging in there. Not a team to count out just yet.
Yeah, it started off sloppy early, but both teams settled in, and both teams are moving the ball well. And, Chesterton with their grinded-out offense, and Portage had a few big plays there. I think there was a pass interference, and they got a big bomb that they get a 40, 50-yard pass, and then they punch it in.
Definitely a cleaner game, though, from Chesterton, from what I've kind of seen from glimpses so far. compared to how they did against Valparaiso, despite winning the Cup last week. Alongside, we're going to talk about the Maryville game. We talked about the Portage-Chesterton game. We also have the Lake Central Indians and the Michigan City Wolves. That is a 17-14 halftime score in favor of the Michigan City Wolves. Zaire McKinney had a punt block. I think he also had a touchdown as well. And then finally, we have the Whiting Oilers taking on the Calumet Warriors, 30-0 in favor of Calumet. A big-time slate, fun first half here, Matt. And again, it's a couple good games brewing moving forward. And especially, again, we got halftime here starting, or kind of ending up here pretty soon.
Yeah. Crown Point's, the Crown Point Valpo game is 21-7. Going into half or at half, that's a lot closer than I expected it to be.
Yep.
But, they're at the win streak, 32, 33 games, somewhere around
counting,
there.
Right?
But it's still, Hobart has the region lead in win streak. I think it was 59 games or something like that from the 80s.
Potentially gunning for that Crown Point en route to
57 games. 57 games in a row, and that's an 8-game season. So
impressive.
Yeah.
It's almost just more impressive work.
And they were in the DAC at the time.
Smallest school, right?
Smallest school in DAC, yeah. Good old Don Howell days, but I'd like to see more of these with the rivalry games having like their little traveling trophies with rivalry games. You got the leather helmet.
Yeah. County seat trophy right over there.
Yeah, the county seat trophy.
The Campbell Meridian Cup. Nothing like a traveling trophy for sure. And but hey, Crown Point up big in that one. We got plenty of scores coming in, but before we do that, we'll step aside here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-8255. 1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Back here live from RSN Zone, tuning into one of the games that started already in the third quarter. The Calumet Warriors up big, 30-0 on their homecoming game against the Whiting Oilers. Mike Dewan alongside me is Matt Skura, coming to you live from the Center Bank Studio at the Athletic Performance Factory for Week 6 of RSN Zone. The best way to watch Northwest Indiana football, an optimal viewing experience. It's been a good time here, Matt. A big game, big performance so far from Calumet. And if they score another touchdown here, put up 5 points in some way, shape, or form to Whiting's nothing, the running clock is in full effect. Timeout there at Whiting. We'll bring it back here to the Athletic Performance Factory, the Center Bank Studio. Mike Dewan, Matt Skura, Justin Cole, our producer, Zach Miller doing a great job. Aaron Smetlin, Graham Stickan as well. It's a packed house here at the Athletic Performance Factory. Still a lot of things going on here. We're in kind of the bar and eatery area that they are putting together. And in the back, they got an entertainment center they've been working night in and night out on. They got duck and bowling, golf simulators. It's not open yet. We're holding it down for you guys, but this is the place to be once things really get rolling. The Athletic Performance Factory here in Highland. Alongside us is our Strack and Vantil hometown scoreboard. Again, live scoreboard updates. You can find all of our stuff on YouTube, Facebook, and regionsports.com. Back here to Calumet after they Whiting burned that timeout. It's been a total team effort from Calumet. Had a big time score before the half, Matt, and this is how you want your homecoming game to go here so far through 2 quarters and some change.
Yeah, cruising through the game. Defense is playing real tough. That fumble that Whiting had, the defensive lineman just came up, yanked it right out of his arms. Ooh.
Whiting says something about that as well. Looked to be kind of a QB zone there. QB power, had a kind of a heavy package in.
You always want the shutout for homecoming, but you'll take the win.
Big play there. Looks like the no receivers out wide, just big personnel, and good block there by number 78. Springs out in front. I believe that is Madrano, the quarterback there for Whiting.
Caught ball watching there in the secondary.
A big run there. Whiting now again, the lone game that is back from half. And they're hoping to kind of get their first points up on the board. Going back to that power. Yep. This time a handoff there. I believe that is Demetrio Lopez, talented running back there for the Oilers.
Yeah, you see more and more teams. Calumet uses this formation a lot. I saw Lake Station last week use that formation, and you're pulling both of those running backs and your guard and tackle. So you got 4 guys leading through a hole with, so you're just outnumbering the opponents.
I don't miss that. That does not sound fun for any opposing defenses.
Especially,
out there.
I mean, you look at that number. What was
78? Who's been kind of filling that H-back
78
role?
Playing that H-back, rumbling through that hole as a small defensive back.
But then you kind of run to something like that, or a little bit of motion there.
It was good for Whiting that it was a false start.
That's a good point.
Not a broken play there.
Once our games get going in the third quarter, we'll show you one of the cool new things we have at the Region Sports Network. One of the few, another great viewing experience that we have going on. But this is one as well with the RSN Zone. Again, Mike Dewan, Matt Skura, Justin Cole producing as well, live from the Center Bank Studio at the Athletic Performance Factory. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made. Power, and more power here, Matt. Let's see what Whiting does. Inside handoff to Lopez. Makes a man miss. Gets a good chunk of yards there. Whiting trying to get on the scoreboard and make Calumet fight a little bit more.
Yeah, this is 4 down territory for Whiting. You can't settle for 3 here.
Now, 3rd and 6 with about 8 minutes to go as we kind of look at Lake Central. They're looking to head back out on the field. We talked about it all throughout kind of the tailgate show as well as kind of this. It's homecoming's tough. I mean, it's such a fun week. It's a fun night for the community. A lot of alumni, supporters of the program, and it's just a game to come out to. But the game itself, a lot of pressure on the home team, and just a lot of things that kind of throw you off your game. And I'd say there might be more disadvantages than advantages for the home team in this case.
Yeah, you know, you got
Just
that,
on that alone, I guess.
that longer halftime, the hype of the hype of homecoming. You know, expected to win. It's
Uh-oh. We got a little multi-view going on. We wanted to show it here early. Look at Lake Central warming up out of half. Got a halftime score in the top left, our audio broadcast of the Maryville and LaPorte game. And what we were just tuning into on the bottom right, the Whiting Oilers who bouncing to the outside in the 3rd and 11. Look at the top right, live from the Warpath, 20-9. That game is about to start in the 3rd quarter. This is the multi-view exclusively on our YouTube page. That is Region Sports on YouTube. No, it's not like YouTube TV where you can kind of pick and choose what audio you can listen to, but it's very close. It is very, very close, but it's it's an awesome way to kind of see what we're doing here on the Region Sports Network, and more so, the people that made it possible, not only with this stream alone, Graham Stickhand doing a great job, but these 4 streams, these got to go up because if nothing's going right at these locations, everything kind of crumbles down. So kudos to the guys on site. That is our multi-view on our YouTube page. Back on RSN Zone here with Whiting, now a 4th and 7, trying to convert, pass across the middle, incomplete. Calumet takes over on downs. Breaking route there, I think there, Matt.
yeah. The receiver kind of broke it off a little bit. He probably just miscommunication there.
Just kind of one of those run a flat route from
wasn't expecting the ball or something and didn't run the route hard, you know. But you got to be prepared all the time.
No doubt about it. It looked like we got a Quintel kickoff coming to you from the Warpath as like the Portage Indians will be kicking off to Chesterton, who got a late score in the first half at the hands of Andrew Govea to make this 20-9 in favor of the Trojans. Calumet takes over again. If they score a touchdown or 5 points in some way, shape, or form to Whiting 0, that will be a mercy rule, or in terms of mercy rule in the form of the clock does not stop. So we got 2 flags on the field, 1 in each game, and looks like first play for Chesterton. And I could already feel the coach in you just, first play out of half. You got the ball, and we're backing up.
Yeah,
it hurts.
That's frustrating. You know, I mean, it's
way to keep it PG too. That was good.
it's not like you're playing at Michigan or at Ohio State or at Penn State where the crowd's so loud and you can barely hear your calls and everything like that. You know, I can understand them guys jumping, but unless, you know what, you're just so hyped up coming out of half that you're ready to hit somebody, you know, I mean.
Calumet had a big chunk play there, an explosive play, bouncing to the outside. I believe that is, I'll get a name and number for that. That's number 8, though. It might be Bryce Brandon. Another big play over there.
Jet sweep.
It looks to be Gus Wish.
For Chesterton. First down.
Replay there. A nice play for Calumet, who's hoping to kind of put this thing out of reach. And yes, as we mentioned, Bryce Brandon, one of the top transfers, I think we could say, in the region. Only a junior running back. Looking at his stats on the year, he has been a dog. 820 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns. Lake Central kicks that one off. Bryce Brandon, instant impact in his new home, formerly at Hammond Central. Now we'll take a look at a multi-view, Justin. This is optimal viewing experience. 4 games going on. Yes, we got 3 video games, 1 audio broadcast. We have that, predominantly the audio broadcast playing for you guys to still listen in on the Maryville Pirates and the LaPorte Slicers. Yes, that is an audio broadcast. For you guys asking why there isn't video, that is why. So just to let you all know, 3 video broadcasts, though, going on as well as we've talked about all throughout the course of RSN Zone.
Yeah, and we've seen in the past people questioning why the games are on audio and stuff like that. Certain schools restrict us and don't let us play video for the games. So if we want to produce our games, we can only do it audio.
That is for sure. Good pitch and catch there. Nice move. Kind of a half spin there to kind of get to the outside, and a big chunk play for Chesterton. Another big chunk play here for Chesterton here. Calumet had a big play, and Chesterton now. Andrew Govea, number 13 there in white, getting a big explosive play, getting Chesterton now in the red zone, similar to the Warriors of Calumet. Yeah, but big shout out to Maryville nonetheless, and all those schools that still let us come out to broadcast games. And a broadcast by any means is better than no broadcast, and it's our job here at the Region Sports Network to put these athletes on a pedestal, not only in the sport of football, but the fall's been busy for us, for volleyball, for soccer, for plenty of stuff going on. But Chesterton, a big play there on this Friday night, this football season, this football Friday, and that's a touchdown there. Number 1, I believe that is a name that we've been calling a lot tonight. That, I believe, is Gus Wish of the Chesterton Trojans. One of those fantastic, kind of pieces out there out wide for the Trojans. Scored last week as well, and that looked to be kind of a jet pass, jet sweep. Got to the pylon. So that makes it a 26-9 game, and we'll get confirmation. Yes, that is Gus Wish, a name that has been called all night at Portage High School. Kick is up, and kick is good. 27-9 in favor of the Trojans. Looking at Calumet here. Pass broken up. Looked to be kind of a quick in-breaking route, now setting up a 2nd and 7. Back at Lake Central High School as well. With plenty of other games going on here all throughout the region. We'll get some scores coming in on our Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard. You'll beat us to the scores sometimes, so feel free to check that out. Going on Instagram as well as YouTube, Facebook, and regionsports.com. A big 4th and 2 here, Matt. Calumet, what do you like? 4th and 2 in the playbook. Rushing offense. Got a great running back in your backfield and Bryce Brandon.
Yep, you just go with that. You got 6 guys to the right, Ooh, and nobody blocks. I mean, they scored, but guy missed a tackle in the backfield because nobody blocked him.
When
you have six guys on the right, and you missed one block, but luckily the running back is elusive enough to break that tackle or get through that tackle.
And that running back is Bryce Brandon, once again finding the end zone. He's got a residency in those Calumet end zones all season, has been an instant impact in his new home. Puts Calumet up. What do we have there? We have
went down to catch the ball. He probably should have just let it go through the end zone.
No, so they get the ball. They're taking over now at the 5-yard line. Things get bad to worse. Running clock is in full effect there at Calumet. 2-point conversion is good. 38-0 in favor of the Calumet Warriors.
That was a 90-yard drive by the Warriors?
Yeah, they got the stop on the 4th and goal or 4th and short. And then a statement drive to potentially coast to a homecoming victory and a 5-1 start.
What do you do here, Lake Central coach? You go for it on 4th and 1. I think you're on your own. Yeah, you're deep in your own. Well,
look who's in at quarterback, Matt. Now there is, I believe that is Cam Reddick, the runner. Had a lot of starts, and I don't know.
That's gonna be close.
Michigan City's holding up. I don't know. I don't think he got it.
Nope. Just depends on the spot.
And they are stopped in their track. The Michigan City defense stands tall and takes over in plus territory in a big one-score game. I like the call there. The execution, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably would have been better off having your, if you're going to have the quarterback run, have your running back on the same side that you're running. You may or may not be giving something away, but you have the potential because Reddick beat the blocker to the hole. And, you're kind of defeating the purpose of the play if your quarterback beats your running back to the
And now, Matt, I'd say right here, if I'm Michigan City, I'm taking a shot.
Yeah.
There. Where they go inside there. I believe that is number 5. We'll get a name for that, but I believe that is Daquan Fields, another instant impact transfer previously with Portage High School. Now kind of one of those do-it-all guys. For his new home with the Michigan City Wolves. Whiting takes the kickoff back, and the ball comes out. A good hit there, recovered by the Warriors. Nose right on the football. Special teams making plays, and Calumet takes over. Swing pass out there for Michigan City. Good game. Looks like we got a helmet on the ground, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, didn't see a helmet, but what a hit over there at the Calumet game. That looks to be a first down there as well. Shooting into Calumet here real quick. Boom! There you go. A fumble recovery there for the Warriors.
Are those Lake Central uniforms all black?
Oh, and we got something going on at Portage. Hold on here. Tired of looking at the
They're not out of it yet.
This team does not go away. I'll tell you what, the Portage Indians are fighting in games. No, the record may not be there, but again, these small victories, and this team is not giving up any of these games. They're not laying down. They're not going out there and, yeah, you might be up on us, but we're going to give you a fight going forward.
Yeah, you're just building confidence for those guys, especially with the remaining games they got in the schedule.
I believe
there's very winnable games.
I believe that was an 83-yard touchdown from Cody Young to Jordan McClatchy, the receiver right there. And looks like Portage is going to potentially go for one there. I don't know if they see what happens, but a pass, pitch, and catch out there to number 21 there for Michigan City. A lot of action going on here, Matt. That's why RSN Zone is so great.
It's a place to be on Friday nights if you're not at the game.
Easy viewing experience, to say the least. Kick is up and kick is good. Portage makes it an 11-point game. More importantly, a 2-score game. Now 27-16 still in favor of the Trojans. But a first and goal now, taking you back to the burial grounds. Under 7 minutes to go with Michigan City trying to add to this lead. Tristan Hart eludes a defender, but can't escape the grasp there. Big sack there. Just start off first and goal.
Just don't make any mistakes. Take care of the ball. City gets a field goal out of here. You're still up 6.
Final alert from the scoreboard operator, Aaron Svetlin. And a final at Kankakee Valley, 14-3 in favor of the Culver Academy Eagles. Been tough sledding for the Cougars. And Lake Central, the defense stands tall once again. No penalties. I know it could have been a good acting job there, right?
Yeah, I think he kind of threw himself down on that one.
Don't know if it's Oscar season just yet. I appreciate the effort.
You're
Lake
trying,
Central defense.
You're trying, You're trying. That's an automatic first down, though.
Definitely was a bang-bang play.
Get that flag.
Definitely was a bang-bang play, but Lake Central stands tall.
Yeah, if the Lake Central guy went down with them, they probably would have called something. Oh, you could call defensive holding right there.
Kind of a back shoulder play right there to Zaire McKinney, but could not hook up. Lake Central now forces a 4th and goal. Decision time for Michigan City. The ball on, I think, the 10-yard line.
Big sack by the Oilers.
Big number 78, a name we saw a lot offensively as well, kind of lining up as that H-back and those power plays for the Oilers. Looks like Michigan City is going to kick. We talked about Bryce Brandon, one of the top pieces for Calumet. That is his 3rd touchdown of the ball game.
So if you're ever thinking about a fake here, number 6 is a wing. What number is McKinney?
McKinney's number 6.
Number 6,
Zaire McKinney, a leading receiver in the area.
Yeah, he's playing a wing. He could slip out there.
He's got that 6'4" frame, but Portage now gets home. Chesterton takes over with the football, but Portage now on a 1st and 10 snuffs out that, I believe, a play-action pass and gets to Hunter Boyd there in the backfield. This Portage defense, this Portage team as a whole, just, I'd say, pretty impressive performance despite the result here so far.
Yeah, a lot of fighting them,
Head coach Tony Klimzak doing a great job of getting his guys right. What has been a first half season that's been tough, but again, they're this team, as we mentioned, at Portage Pride, they're not going to go down there and lay down for 4 quarters.
Yeah, but I mean, they have, you know, you look at it, they have a tough first half of the season. They have
Michigan City. Sorry to interrupt there, Matt.
No, that's right.
Take a look at the field goal there, and the field goal is good. So 20-14, and we got a touchdown now at Calumet, adding insult to injury. 44-0 now on top of Whiting. We got that Portage Pride. This team, as we tap back into the Portage game a little bit.
Yeah, you play a top 5 team in the state in Crown Point.
Yeah.
You play a top 5 team in the state in Maryville. You know, Morton, a strong Morton team.
It's been tough. I mean, and especially the Duneland. I mean, there's no games to take off. I mean, tough out of conference schedule too. They took on Hobart the second week, so that's no slouch. Their easiest opponent, put that in quotes, may have been Morton.
Got a score update. Crown Point's up 28-7. Did you say late in the fourth? 5 minutes left in the game. Oh, in the third quarter. 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Another statement sort of performance so far from Crown Point Bulldogs. Once again, it's just customary. It seems to be just a weekly occurrence, and it's impressive. It is.
Yeah, I mean,
you start to look at those numbers that you mentioned with Hobart and those streaks, and it becomes real.
Win's a win, you know. I mean, it's not your put up 50 points a game Crown Point offense, but they're doing what they got to do, you know.
Very complimentary. Lake Central gets the ball back. A good return, though, to start. Now down by 6 points after the Michigan City field goal, their second of the ball game. Chesterton, Hunter Boyd, a throw gets out of harm's way, looking to set up a screen there to Andrew Govea. Portage defense, after getting that big score from 80-plus yards out, forces a quick 3-and-out for this Trojan offense.
Maryville still 24-0.
Yep, one of our audio broadcasts on the Region Sports Network, 24-0 in favor of the Maryville Pirates.
Andrean's up 32-13. 38-13.
Andrean 59ers lead. Highland did get on the board first, but Andrean has responded and put a points on the board.
Surprising score there. Lake Station 12, Bishop Noel 6.
Lake Station, again, a team that just pounds the rock, a three-headed rushing attack led by their fantastic quarterback in David Parker. Calumet up 45-0. They're just about going to salt this game away. Once the ball gets put into play, it's a running clock. Unless there's an injury on the field, or I believe after a touchdown like we just got. Big play at Lake Central. Lake Central gets a big chunk play to now get set up in the red zone. We just have explosive plays back and forth, especially in this Lake Central game, both forced defensively and offensively. And now Lake Central hoping to cut into this leader, maybe grab their first lead of the night.
And that's Lake Central game. They got Lalich back at quarterback.
So Cam Reddick, we saw a little bit kind of on those short distances to potentially kind of put a shoulder down and make a play. But back is the sophomore. Handoff going to the right side, bounces back inside. A couple Michigan City Wolves in on the tackle, but the pile moves in favor of the Indians. Where are they going to spot him? He could have kept his balance.
Quick whistle.
Could have been. But a valiant effort there nonetheless. Lake Central, the momentum starting to kind of go on their side. What could be the final play in the third quarter at Calumet, who leads 45-0. We'll keep tabs on that game. A 4th and 5 now. Chesterton booting it back to this Portage offense that is hanging around against the 9th-ranked Chesterton Trojans.
Ooh, short punt.
Looks Lake Central on 2nd and 5 gets stuffed. Under 4 to go here in this third frame. I say here, there might be kind of 2 plays in your back pocket if first play goes okay. 3rd and 3, so yeah, I'm considering this 4-down territory here, Matt.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you got plenty of time. I don't know if that field goal it'll make a difference, but you know.
At the end of 3 with one of the games on the Region Sports Network, the Hyman Warriors up 45-0 over the Whiting
You got to
Oilers.
take in consideration, you got stuffed on 4th and 1 earlier in the game. So
That's true. Now they're going to spend some time to think about it with a timeout that's Lake Central, bringing a timeout. Portage back with the football, finding something against this Chesterton defense that has been fairly solid in these past few weeks. But this Portage Indian offense, something's clicking.
Yep. I think
The
with that Lake Central game, though, if you do something with a little play action pass with a tight end drag or something like that, somebody dragging across the field, probably pick up that first down, maybe more.
We'll be sure to keep tabs on that one. Again, Lake Central just burned a timeout now. With a 3rd and 3, 3:09 to go at the burial grounds. Going back to the warpath, a 2nd and 4 with just over 6 to go. Portage down by 11.
Top of the screen, you could throw a little quick pass.
You may have something there, but ball! Oh my goodness, just out of harm's way.
Throw that little bubble pass to that guy up top.
You
they
called
didn't have
it.
3 guys over there. You could have had 2 blockers on one, and you picked up that first down.
Bubble might have been open. You see that a lot more in today's age. That kind of just a simple sort of scheme and quick hitter that you get somebody to follow the bubble. That slant's usually open. I think that time Cody Young made the wrong read and, well, just got out of harm's way. Chesterton, they picked that one off. That might be going for 6. Back here, big double box here, a 3rd and 3 and a 3rd and 4 for both the Indian offenses, starting with Lake Central. Inside zone play. Initial sign says he got it. And a pass broken up there at the sticks by Chesterton. Looked to be initially a catch.
First and goal.
Do have a penalty on the field at Portage, and Lake Central, like you mentioned, Matt, gets the first down. Whiting, one of the biggest plays of the night. I believe that's Demetrio Lopez. He will find the end zone and get Whiting on the board. Good for the Oilers. The star running back there has been do-it-all guy for the Oilers. 1st and goal now for Lake Central, and not much going there. Great job stuffing the running back quick. I believe that is 1st and goal. It's Michigan City defense, especially as, there's been some big plays, but I think they've kind of won the battle with bending but not breaking, and especially, kind of in these goal-to-go situations. They win first down right there.
Yeah, they seem to turn it up closer to their backs get to the wall.
When the lights get bright. Ensuing PAT for Whiting. We'll keep it brief here. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. Turning back to a big-time double box, and a throw is
flag on the field
bit
again.
off the mark. Flag on the field at Portage. We got a scoreboard update. Lowell and a great game brewing at the Brickyard between 2 of the NCC's best, 17-14 in favor of RDP. The Lowell Red Devils, one to watch out for going down the wire. Portage defense hurts themselves there, giving a first down for this Trojan offense.
3rd and goal for the Indians.
Now, I'd like to say here, want to try and get a couple of these yards back to maybe gives ourselves a chance. Wow, back to pass. Goal line fade. Oh, just over the outstretched arms. And what do you do here? Portage now a 1st and 20. Excuse me. That is over the mark. Cody Young back to pass. The Indians, you don't want to burn another timeout here. I think they're going to be wheeling on the kicking unit, and I think this is the right call here, Matt.
Unless you got like that McKinney or something like that, a 6'4" receiver. I'm not a big fan of throwing the fades in the end zone. I like the crossing routes and getting people to maybe run into each other or get confused. Yeah, get confused because, if you got plenty of time, you can let guys run through zones.
Kick is up, and kick is good.
Yeah, I think, using the tight end, I think Crown Point does it best with that Trevor Gibbs coming across the field, and they do that little bit of play action pass and hit him coming across the field.
The H-back role now. We talk about, tight ends are kind of a thing of the past, it seems like nowadays. Now you got H-backs who's, in that position where
fullback receiver hybrid,
just one of those Trevor Gibbs-like players, of Crown Point that go out and catch the football and also block and do a little bit of everything. But Lake Central, big-time field goal, still a 3-point game. The Michigan City defense gets off the field and makes a key stop when needed. Portage now a 3rd and 20, had a crucial drop to kind of set him up a 3rd and short. Young rolls out right.
Ooh, throwing the triple coverage there.
Something right there. Two guys kind of in the same spot.
Yeah, I think Portage is trying to get a little too greedy there instead of just working your way down the field.
That game will definitely go down to the wire still, but Chesterton defense hangs strong after a penalty that pushed back the Portage offense. They'll punt this one away with 5:24 to go here.
You know, even at that point, yeah, it was 4th and 20, but if you can get 10, 15 yards out of a crossing pattern or something like that, and then you might have a different decision to make.
Portage punts this one away. It takes a wicked hop on the turf. It's a nice move, trying to make something happen. Portage does a great job to cover. Start of the 4th quarter at the Purple Palace, 24-0 in favor of the Maryville Pirates. You're not seeing that game because that is an audio-only broadcast, but you can gladly listen to it on the Region Sports Network, on YouTube, on Facebook, on regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network here at RSN Zone, live from the Center Bank studio at the Athletic Performance Factory. Mike DeWan, Matt Skura. And we got a big play here. It looks like we've got a spoiler alert here from some of the guys here at the studio. We're behind a little bit, but hey, let's take a look at the burial grounds here. 1st and 10 now for the Michigan City Wolves. Chris Hart back to pass, has a man over and just dropped by who else? Zaire McKinney, the region's top receiver. A play that they've hooked on so much. Lake Central, good coverage there, but I think he had him beat. Probably one he could have came up with.
Yep, you're going to see the patented patented Chesterton running game here. Try to burn some clock and put some more points on the board.
I think a checkpoint for them here. If they still have the ball with the 4th quarter starting, if they didn't put points up on the board yet, I'll take that as a victory if I'm Mark Peterson and his coaching staff.
Absolutely.
And they got a guy in the backfield that wears down teams. That's number 13, Andrew Govea. It's like Portage, you're looking at their defense. They are prepared for it, but can they stop it? Good stiff arm there. Falls forward. What a 3rd down and short, we could say there. We'll tune back into Michigan City Lake Central if we could, Justin. Looks like they picked up a 1st down there despite that uncharacteristic drop from Zaire McKinney, Northern Illinois commit. And that one he's going to wrangle in. I believe that's McKinney there, and it is. Nope, it is not. Whoops, excuse me. We'll get a name for that. I believe that is. I don't want to get the wrong name, but a nice connection there. Looks like Chesterton picks up enough for a 1st down on their end with the Andrew Govea carry. 2 great games brewing up here. It's just now about a minute left.
Flag down in the Michigan City Lake Central game. Looks like in the area of holding there.
Got a stoppage at Portage as well. We'll figure out what's going on up there. Looks like a timeout. We'll find out who called that one. That's going to move the sticks. Calumet still trying to.
Hi, my name is Mark Machnick. I'm the owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just lot of community involvement, so that's mainly why I got into it. Yeah, I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. You know, it's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports mainly because I get a lot of feedback, you know, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Back here on RSNZONE, we apologize for any technical difficulties. Mike DeWan, Matt Skur. What's a Friday night without a little bit of tech issues? But hey, we're back at the Center Bank Studio, live at the Athletic Performance Factory. We have a final, one of our 4 games on the Region Sports Network. The alma mater of Justin Cole won their homecoming game. They moved to 5-1. The Kiteman Warriors handily defeated the Whiting Oilers 59-7. As you see, the teams are celebrating a little bit. Calumet going to have a fun weekend and kick it off with a big-time win this Friday night. Back at the Burial Grounds, a big touchdown for Michigan City, and their defense gets right back on the field and forces a punt. Good Lake Central bounce, a couple good Lake Central bounces to set up their offense. And a update at Chesterton and Portage. Play has stopped a bit. We believe there's an injury on the field. We do not want to say any teams or any names or know of who is currently down on the field, but it's been probably for about, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes now at this point. Kind of a scary sight there, so we'll be sure to keep you all updated if you want more information. Again, these games are streaming on the Region Sports Network, but from what we know at this point, we just know that play has kind of stopped. Players are kneeling on the Chesterton sideline. I'd imagine the same at Portage. So be on the lookout for that, but we'll be sure to provide updates as we move forward. Michigan City now takes over after their recent touchdown. They take over at their own 22-yard line, a 1st and 10 here. This time Hart makes a keeper, and watch out. He's going to the 50, to the 40. Nobody behind him. Triniston Hart, touchdown, Michigan City. What a second half for this offense, and more so by this dual-threat quarterback, the senior dual-threat quarterback, Triniston Hart. 1-play touchdown. Couldn't draw it up any better. One of these setup plays here, Matt, they've been running this seemingly all night. A great fake over there. And nothing but green grass in front of them.
Yeah, that could be the dagger right there. You know, but I mean, Lake Central has shown tonight that they have big play capabilities. They've rattled off a few.
A couple flashes kind of all around for this Lake Central offense, but it's been all Michigan City, especially in the second half. As they get on the board and hoping to make it 35-17. Snap is high, but kick is actually blocked there, keeping this a 17-point game. Coming to you live back from the Center Bank Studio. A couple more games rolling in here, and Drain looking to cruise to a conference victory. Again, that is our Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard right next to us. Rolling on throughout the night. Aaron Svetla doing a great job as always. 52-0. A lot to a little over there at Hammond Central. The Thunderbolts from Illinois come in and spoil the party.
Yeah, we have Lowell and Hobart all knotted up at 17.
That's a
barn burner over there.
Barn burner, 12-6 in favor of the Eagles. Lake Station up on Bishop Nola. Game kind of coming to a close. A running clock in effect on the Region Sports Network. 38-0 for the Maryville Pirates. And action has resumed in Chesterton. Chesterton with the football now on a 1st and 10. Inside zone there for Andrew Govea. Again, play has been kind of halted up there for quite some time. Don't know if there was, I believe, an injury. But hoping everything is okay. And this is a 3rd and short. Looks to be not 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Justin open new. Again, that is one of those checkpoints maybe to kind of keep hold of this football, Matt. They haven't scored points yet.
Yep, 1st down.
Prior to this 4th quarter. And I'll tell you what, they're kind of accomplishing that goal here so far with
the 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
That's right.
Well, it wouldn't be dust anymore. A cloud of turf pellets.
Turf pellets. Oh, gosh. Don't miss turf that much, I'll tell you that. The turf burns and, oh.
Yeah, I think Munster was one of the first schools to get field
I would
turf.
say so. What, late 2010s, I think? Late 2000s, early 2010s.
Munster and Morton, I think, were some of the first ones, at least, coaching at Griffith, that's what they had. I know Chesterton had it when we played over there back in the 2000s. And
you remember first time culture shock, any sort of setting in?
It was nice. It was so comfy and cushy and all that stuff. Then you're questioning why can't we get it? And then you realize that
one thing leads to another, and now here we are.
You like playing in the mud at Griffith, Why give the other team the advantage when you don't have the speed? You're big, but you're slow.
Oh, I like getting my jersey dirty, right? I like making it look like I did something that Friday evening. Instead of finding turf pellets, tire pellets in places where the sun don't shine like 5 hours after the game. It's like, really? No, this is still lingering around. So penalty over there at Portage.
You don't want to be the pile jumper honor. You want to dive next to the pile when you get dirty.
Right. Lodge back to pass for Lake Central, trying to find a man. That ball is caught. It looks like a 1st down there for Lake Central. Good pitch and catch there for the Tribe that has fallen behind here. This was a 17-20 game at one point, but Michigan City, a couple big plays. Trinity Hart just had a 80-plus yard quarterback zone draw, whatever you may call it. Good read. Had nothing in front of him.
At this point, if you're Lake Central, you get down, try and score a touchdown, there's onside kick. Because worst case scenarios,
or you do that and you throw a potential pick 6 there. Good tackle by Lalich. But Michigan City, this defense has a black punt already, forces an interception there. This is a big play unit. And this time forced Lalich to throw off platform, jump the route. There looked to be an outbreaking route. Stepping up in the pocket, but just one of those throws you're going to want back.
Well,
Michigan City in full control here.
Still in the DAC running too. They only have one loss.
One loss. They got Crown Point in the 9th week. Again, Crown Point looks really, really tough at this point. But hey,
that could be for a tie conference.
It's for
a share of the conference title.
What do you have to lose at that point?
Yeah.
Scoreboard updates. I believe I saw 24-10 in favor of the Hanover Central Wildcats.
31-0 Maryville.
I believe that is. We actually got 38-0.
38-0 Maryville.
We'll get some scores updated on the Strack and Van Til hometown score. But that game nearly final over there. Michigan City, Trinity Hart rolling out, but he's that may be a flag of some sort.
Intentional grounding.
You have a flag on the field of some sort. He was kind of a. He was just thrown down to the ground, but again, he just wanted to get rid of that football. It may end up hurting the Wolves. Yeah. So 2 games now left on the Region Sports Network, at least video games. 1.5 minutes left at Maryville for our audio-only broadcast. Looks like that score will go final very, very shortly. 38-0 in favor of the Pirates. and we'll let you know when that goes final.
Chesterton's still grinding it out on offense.
2nd and 18. Yes, that penalty backs them up. Boyd back to pass. Nice catch there. Has a man wide open. That may be enough for a first down. I believe that one was Rafin. And that should be enough for a first down. I think, and some change, and it will be. I'd say mission accomplished here for Chesterton as Zaire McKinney takes the jet handoff there. Insurance for a few extra yards on a lengthy 2nd and goal. I believe that was intentional grounding from Treniston Hart. 39 seconds left, a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. A little trickeration here. Hold up. Oh, he got me. Great work by our cameraman, Gus Wish. I thought he was going to pitch it back to the quarterback.
I did too. Little flea flicker action.
Well, I believe that is Thomas Marsh, I believe, doing the camera up there. Could not fake him. Great work and a big chunk play there for Chesterton. Gus Wish on the carry. Double box here, 4th and goal now for Michigan City. Looks like they're going to be settling for their 3rd field goal of the evening. Have converted on the first 2. Oh, some more trickeration from Chesterton. That kick is up, and it is good over there at the Burial Grounds. Michigan City jumps out to a 20-point lead, 37-17, with just 8.5 minutes to go. Looks like the 3rd quarter is going to be winding down here at Portage. A good one over there, a good one. Game kind of got a little bit out of hand at the Burial Grounds. Lake Central has to respond very, very quickly. You know where to find them both here. We'll take a break here on RSN Zone on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Back here on RSN Zone with the double box, Mike DeWan, Matt Skura, Justin Cole, the man behind the keys. We got a final alert. Andrean, 52-13 over the Highland Trojans. Andrean moves to a very, very respectable 5-1 record. Got another final coming in as we take a look. Chesterton hoping to potentially add insult to injury. Aaron hit me. What do we have here? Hanover Central makes it back-to-back conference victories. They get the win over Munster. They've got a flag on the field at Lake Central, but back-to-back wins for Hanover Central with their win against Munster. 31-10 is the 30-10. Thank you, Aaron. Hanover, you mentioned, Matt. It's they're kind of one of those teams that we can't quite sleep on yet. The third and
Yeah, they're in the conference hunt, but I think they still have to play the big three yet. Did they?
Their one loss. Their one loss was to Lowell.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So they still got to play.
They lost that one 35-20, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
they still have a chance to play spoiler. They have Hobart. They have Andrean, I believe. No. What am I? Yeah. Yeah, they have Andrean as well. So. It's like Lake Central will be moving the ball a little bit more towards where they want to go, while Chesterton hoping to make this a 14-point game. Mace Redmond's the kicker, has been efficient all season and keeps things going. As Lake Central West Loud steps up in the pocket, has a lane to run, bounce to the outside. He should be just about short. Clock will continue to run. And we have probably one of the biggest finals of the evening. The Lowell Red Devils walk into the Brickyard and shock, I would say shock, the Hobart Brickies on their homecoming, 20-17. Initial thoughts on that one? But
yeah, I mean,
signature win for Casey McKim.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think the excitement's back down there in Red Devil land, and big win for them. I think that's the, for a lack of a better term, program-defining win this season. After struggling the last few years.
And again, we don't want to look too far ahead, but we immediately look into week 9, where it could very well be the NCC championship when Lowell takes on Andrean, both of the two teams that are still undefeated in the NCC. But I would say, again, with Hobart, the success they had against Lowell at the Brickyard, and just as of late, and looking at, again, the track record, I mean, Lowell, they still probably needed to be tested. Griffith was a great win, but I mean, they were the bigger school in that case. Hobart, again, got punched in the mouth last week against Andrean. But Lowell goes into the Brickyard, a hostile environment. And again, like you said, they had a signature win for Casey.
Yeah, that I mean, to me right there, that puts them as a favorite to win that sectional now. You beat somebody on their home field.
Yep.
It wasn't you didn't destroy them or anything, but you got the win in a hostile environment.
That's a wide open sectional. New Prairie, who's owned that sectional, coming into this week, they have yet to win a game.
Yeah, they're struggling this year a little bit. New coach, new system, probably. I don't know who else is in that section.
And then you get to Kankakee Valley, you get to West Side, you get to favorable opponents.
Yeah.
You get to, again, Lowell, Hobart, and again, those are...
It's the draw again. It all depends on the
true.
draw,
I'll tell you what, with those two teams that we mentioned, Lowell and Hobart, I'm hoping they're on the
opposite ends.
One's on top, one's on the bottom, and potentially could be on a collision course to hopefully meet again, because the way these two teams are still structured, I think Hobart will respond well. I think the NCC now with this loss, it might be a real death blow, but this will be a team that will respond. But tonight's about the Lowell Red Devils.
Yeah. I mean, you get that, you get to see what your team's made of, and now it was a playoff atmosphere probably tonight.
That's for sure.
You got your work cut out for you.
And a halfback pass.
Oh, you think?
A little underthrown there. It does not look like there's any laundry on the field. A little bit of trickeration there from Portage. Trying to get something going. Again, only a 2-score game, so one to keep an eye on. But nothing going there. Turning back into Lake Central. Once one of these games goes final, we will step aside and let you guys tune in for yourselves. Ball gets knocked up and thrown out of the reach of the Lake Central receiver. Lake Central, again, down 3 scores, down 20 points, still a manageable gap. Might need a little bit of help in the special teams department, but Got to have something here.
Yeah, even if Lake Central loses the game there, if you can get a score here late, that's building confidence in your 2-minute drill and giving players confidence. That's 17. That'd be 24. That'd be the most points they've scored since week 1.
Yeah, that is true. Again, it does not get easier for the Tribe looking at their future opponents. Pass back, a nicely thrown football, but broken up there by Michigan City. This defensive backfield has been very, very solid. Got a final coming in here from the scoreboard maestro. Griffith gets a big win on their homecoming night, 44-8 over the East Chicago Central Cardinals. Cody Young back to pass for Portage. Finds a man out right, has a man open, a nice pitch and catch there, getting inside the 35-yard line. And one of the bigger plays of the night for Portage, who has had, again, some of these bigger plays, these explosive plays, and challenging a Chesterton defense that is, I'd say, impressed both me and you here, Matt.
Yeah. They, big sack.
And he rolls up, I think, on a lineman as well. But that's a 4th and 10. Michigan City gets probably their biggest offensive play of the night and ultimately salts this game away, being up 20 points with 6 minutes to go. Again, one of the finals on the Region Sports Network, 59-7 in favor of the Calumet Warriors. Feel free to tune into that game watch that one on demand. Rolling out left that's Cody Young, flag on the field. Another game that went final on the Region Sports Network. Maryville got the win, 38-0 over the LaPorte Slicers. Maryville moves to, I believe they are 4-2 on the season. Still a team also, only one loss in the Duneland. Will need some help. But hey, any given Friday.
Yep.
Speaking of, do we have a score on that Crown Point game, Aaron? 35-14 in favor of the Crown Point Bulldogs. For all you Duneland Conference fanatics out there, Crown Point's rolling to potentially another victory. I think the other side of the story is Valpo potentially dropping to 1-5.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, coming into the year, it was a group that replacing a decent amount of talent, but it's just been a very uncharacteristic season here so far for Valpo.
Yeah, and there's different types of losses too. If you lose 35-34, you're putting up points.
Yep.
There's things to look forward to, but looks like they're struggling on offense.
Yeah. And that may have been considered as one of, again, the units that may have been the stronger side, if you will. Defense, again, was not great last year by Valparaiso standards, but again, the dynamic with this team is very interesting because that is a sectional that I still think, no matter what the records are, it's really wide open. And Chesterton, this team is vulnerable. Michigan City, they may end up being the favorite. Just looking, outside of that performance against Maryville and Lafayette Jefferson, 2 state-ranked teams in the 5A level, Michigan City might be the favorite, but
yeah,
he might have came.
Nope, dropped it.
Oh, I thought that might have went to the
Yeah,
defender there.
their team speed is going to be a huge difference in everything, and you get to that point in the playoffs and everything. It's who has less laundry on the field.
Right. That's something Valparaiso struggled with, and sometimes Michigan City too as well, especially in that Valparaiso game. Michigan City here tonight has definitely played the cleaner game in comparison to Lake Central. And again, outside of 2 state-ranked losses, Michigan City has put together a pretty solid resume in the Duneland Conference. Big win against Hanover Central in the opening week. A very big win against Chesterton at home, led by a big third quarter. Cody Young looks deep, may have a man. A good defense there by Chesterton to knock that one out of harm's way. But yeah, before you know it, it'll be sectional time. It'll be Selection Sunday, and I think October 12th, I believe, was the day. So that'll be a Sunday.
Wow.
Hard to believe. I believe soccer sectionals picked this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Fall season's almost over. You hate
That's
to
hard
say
to
it that
believe.
way.
That's hard to believe.
We'll be rolling into basketball and wrestling here pretty soon.
We got plenty of wrestling coverage kind of coming up already on the Region Sports Network. That'll be something we'll kind of plug as we move forward with our programming, but super, super exciting times to be back here in the high school sports season. It's been a busy fall. It'll be a busy winter, and I'm looking at how last spring went in the region. I'm sure it'll be a busy spring as well. So we've got a timeout there at the burial grounds. 5:29 to go. 9:49 left in the 14-point ball game at the Warpath, with Portage trailing 16-30. Great crew on hand, Athletic Performance Factory, alongside myself, Mike Dewan, and Matt Skura. Graham Stickhand doing a great job helping us out. Aaron Svetlin as well, the scoreboard guy, also a final. I know that sign when I see it. Hit me, Aaron. Bowman Academy gets the win over North White, 30-0. And how can I not mention Justin Cole, the producer of RSN Zone and all the studio shows we got going on here, doing a great job. Would not be possible without him. And of course, the crew members we'll mention on the wrap-up show, which I must remind you to stay with us shortly after the conclusion of RSN Zone. Matt and I will be back with hopefully some RSN personnel as Tristan Hart slides down to keep the clock running. But we'll be back here at the Athletic Performance Factory to wrap it all up on the Region Football wrap-up show. Govea, Andrew Govea, the senior running back, his fourth quarter especially. This is when he really tries to chew the clock and put the team on his back. Final coming in here. What do we got? Finals are trickling in. And Crown Point, those results hold that we talked about. 35-14, Crown Point moves to 6-0. Valpo drops to 1-5.
33-game win streak now.
Deep ball there at Lake Central, broken up there. Not trying to chew the clock here yet. Interesting call, going for the kill shot. Bouncing outside is Andrew Govea. I'm going to be hearing his number a lot as we are at the final stages here in the fourth quarter. As a reminder, again, once this game at Lake Central ends, if it would be the one to end first between our two remaining broadcasts, we will cut the stream here at RSN Zone to abide by, I guess, any rules that are out there, or just to force you guys all to, which you guys should, to watch our other stream going on, which is Chesterton taking on the Portage Indians. Again, we also got the Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard going on with live scoreboard updates. Just if we could cue that up for our viewers at home, as Lake Central will take over now after forcing a punt. We'll watch this next Chesterton play. To be a gain of 1 or 2 for Andrew Govea. But here's our Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard. You see the Bowman Academy Eagles getting the win there. One of our recent finals. And other scores coming in throughout the evening. So feel free to take a look at that as well. Just cycle between all our broadcasts. That's what we do. We got, at one point, had 7 broadcasts up at YouTube at one point. We're live on YouTube, on Facebook, and at our website at regionsports.com. The scoreboard can also be found on Instagram. Feel free to look us up. Give us a follow. Give us a like, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Back to the burial grounds. Over 4 minutes to go. Got to have it here, Lake Central, and got to move quick. Inside handoff there. Not much going. Gain of about 4 or 5. As Chesterton hopes to salt this game away. Get out to a 3-game winning streak. The Trojans, man, also a team that they only have 1 loss in the Duneland.
Yeah.
I mean, that 1 loss coming to Michigan City, and again, a game that was tied at 7-7, and a third quarter that was one to forget.
Yeah,
This is a team you can't sleep on either.
Yeah, Crown Point has Chesterton and Michigan City the last 2 weeks of the season.
That checks out.
So they got LaPorte next week. So, but I believe they're at Chesterton, if I'm not mistaken.
That checks out. I believe they're at Michigan City too.
Yeah, so that'd be two road games, 2 tough games. And I I have every anticipation of that Chesterton Crown Point game being a low-scoring game with both offenses grinding it out.
I think at this point, that's what you want to do against this Crown Point offense that is really starting to kind of find their footing, putting up, again, 35 points on a Valparaiso defense that has been better in comparison to last year, but Crown Point had a question at quarterback, and I think they might have answered it. One of the big players last week was Tice Custy. Potentially had a revenge game tonight against his former team, the Valparaiso Vikings. And a big win there at Crown Point. Again, 35-14. One of the Duneland score finals. Another Duneland final. 38-0, the Maryville Pirates.
Ooh.
Got the job done against the LaPorte Slicers as watch the ball. 3rd and 8. Looks like to be encroachment there, setting up a 3rd and 3 now for a Trojan offense that probably knows a thing or two about getting those short yardages.
Mm-hmm.
Punt gets away. Michigan City almost got to that one again, but now 2.5 minutes to go. Lake Central only 2 timeouts. The Wolves here are just going to try and salt this one away. A defense that really, and a team that really stood tall again. That game was 20-17 as Boyd, nice pitch and catch to Gus Wish. A name that has been all over the field tonight, and a perfectly placed football by Hunter Boyd.
I think Hunter's found his favorite receiver here.
He might have. And that's in the name of Gus Wish. 3rd and 1, 2. There, you take the shot. Obviously, that just shows the confidence in your offensive line, a group that's been getting healthier as the season's gone on, and probably your confidence in 13 in the backfield, who already has a score tonight. You may want to add to that total.
Seems like they keep adding time onto the clock there.
Michigan City, a big run there on 1st down to get them north of the 50-yard line. And at that point, that game just might be at its conclusion. And Andrew Govea makes a cut outside. And what an unorthodox but effective tackle there for Portage to keep Govea out of the end zone. That's one of the toughest tackles you could make with how tight those jerseys are and how little grip they probably offer for defenders like that. That is just pure strength and pure grip strength, especially.
Yeah. The jerseys are definitely different now than.
I don't know if I like skin tight. I don't.
Well, they're tough to get on. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Much, but we had the good old mesh jerseys.
The easy to grab jerseys, right?
Yeah, flying around. You couldn't tuck them in.
2nd and goal. Who do you call? Andrew Govea. Get out of my way. Again, with him, you got a guy. He is going to fall forward probably 90% of the time. Had a linebacker in the hole there, pounced right off of him. And Chester, look at the power there, spinning off of him, rolling into the end zone. And the Trojans now in a 3-game win streak. Do not sleep with them in the Duneland. And do not sleep on this Michigan City team that stays fresh. Was that designed? I don't know, big fella.
I don't know if that was poked
I
out
don't
or
know.
That
looked pretty natural, but kick is no good at Chesterton and Portage. 36-16. We'll get a replay on that. That was designed. I think he meant to do that. He saw him out of the corner of his eye and give the big fella some love. Oh, that's too good. I mean, that's a way to cap it off right there for Michigan City. An offensive line unit that has been very, very solid, especially in this final frame. And Michigan City now going to hand this one off.
Yeah, they're going to run out the clock, it looks like.
At this point, Michigan City, after a tough loss to Maryville last week, a humbling loss, if you will, responds in pretty dominant fashion, especially in the second half, with what will be a final at the Burial Grounds, 37-17 in favor of our 8th-rated Michigan City Wolves. We welcome you back here to the Athletic Performance Factory, the Center Bank studio at the Athletic Performance Factory. And with one game left on the Region Sports Network, we ask you all to please feel free to tune into that game, Chesterton at Portage. But for Matt and I, we will step aside Don't go away anytime soon. We're going to step aside, stretch our legs, maybe get a bite to eat, and we'll be back here with the Region Football Tailgate Show. But for Justin Cole, our producer, Aaron Svetlin doing a great job with the scores, Graham Stickhand doing a great job as well with the multi-view. We'll be back here for the Tailgate Show on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.